so excited.
No, me
because,
too.
Yeah, today is a very, very special day, isn't it?
Really? Why is that? Tell us.
Because, we are part of the Kindness Cats Club with the kids on the block. Yeah, Kindness Cat.
This is our cat, Mr. Mistopheles.
Yeah. So, and we are, for our club, we are doing a very special interview today for all of you. We have someone kind of famous in the house. He's a celebrity amongst, students all over the country.
Shall I introduce him?
Yes, you shall.
All right. Well, without further ado, here is Coach Johnson. We are very excited to have you, Coach Johnson.
Everybody,
very special guest.
Woo! Coach Johnson in the house.
Sorry, we just get that out of our system, Coach. But anyway, Coach Johnson, we are such huge fans of you. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself? About for the folks that maybe don't know who you are, haven't heard of you yet.
Hey, I appreciate it. That's probably one of the best introductions I've received, and that was excellent. So Coach Johnson, I've been with this organization for 25 years, and my official name is Eric Johnson. And the coolest thing about what I get to do is be on this show with the cool cats. And so I'm honored to be a part of that today. I'm excited to be able to share some of the information. And we'll be able to give you some really cool pointers. And, y'all are right. I'm like a Z-list celebrity. I'm kind of certain places. So I'm just looking forward to our next few minutes together. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. We're so excited to maybe even learn some new things ourselves.
Oh, yes. Because we do, with our Kindness Cats Club, we do talk a lot about bullying, and we know you do too. You are on a mission with your program, right? Teaching kids all over about just how to be nice and how to stop bullying. But all right, Coach Johnson, or Coach Jay, if you don't mind if I call you that.
That's cool.
Okay. We've had a lot of questions from our peers about really what is bullying, because so many people today throw that word around I'm getting bullied. I think our cat over here even thinks he's getting bullied sometimes.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's kind of lost its meaning. Can you just remind everyone really what is bullying? How do you know?
How do you know? That is an awesome question. And so the way that I describe bullying to all the kids that I have an opportunity to work with is that bullying is what I say is an imbalance of power. It's just simply that somebody else has more power. And power is not always how strong you are. It could be because you have more resources. You may be popular, or you may even be famous, And so the definition that we use when it comes to bullying is that bullying happens when someone has more power and they use that power unfairly, and they do it repeatedly. And they do it to harm someone who has less power. And so it's really basic. And so sometimes we forget it because we think everything is bullying. If you look at somebody wrong, oh, they're bullying me. And then that's really not it. It's really that it's an imbalance of power, that somebody's using their power in a negative way, and it's to harm someone. And they do it repeatedly over time. And there are incidents where sometimes that power differential is so enormous and huge that it could happen one time. It could be one incident that caused a bullying episode to happen. So great questions. You work with some really smart kids.
Yeah. But that's so interesting, isn't it, Claire?
Yeah.
Because, I knew it had to happen over and over, but the power thing, that's key, isn't it? Where someone has power over someone else.
Yeah, which kind of leads me into my next question for you, Coach Jay. So how many times, because, I feel like I get asked this by my friends a lot. They ask me, I don't know if you've been asked this too, Sabrina, but they ask me, hey, Claire, how many times does somebody have to be mean to someone in order for it to be bullying? Because, sometimes we might have mean moments or conflicts, and those can happen several times over the course of a month or something. But, is there like a kind of like a mathematic formula as to how many times somebody has to be mean to someone in order for it to be bullying? Like, I know that you said sometimes it can happen just once, but I mean, how many conflicts or mean moments do you have to have with somebody before you could say, hey, what's happening to me is bullying?
Yeah, that's a great question, and kind of a challenging question too, because you brought up some very good points. Sometimes it could be that one time, and it could be because of the power. It could have someone that's an older kid, and they're taking advantage of a younger kid based on their power being in the school. And if they do it in a negative way, and they do it all day, particularly in one particular day, I'm thinking that one day could be considered that bullying that we're talking about. And of course, you had mentioned too, being a cool cat, that sometimes it happens over, maybe in a month. And so if it continues to happen repeatedly, and there's a power differential, because bullying is about power and imbalance of power. And then we know that that's bullying and harassment based on the power, because we know that if you have less power and you have trouble defending yourself, then you're probably not going to be the one that's doing the bullying.
Right.
That person who's doing it has significant amount of power, and they use that to their advantage because they know they can cause harm to another person. So it could happen, in the same day, multiple days, or it could happen over a long period of time. Now, there is something that's very interesting what you said. Sometimes it's conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes conflict is what we say is just a basic unmet need. Meaning we're friends, and the power is the same, and we just didn't like each other. Or maybe you said something that hurt my feelings, and then, or maybe you excluded me from an activity. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that looks like bullying, but sometimes it's just a conflict. Sometimes it's just we just didn't agree.
Yeah.
But it can feel the same as being bullied or harassed. So great question.
Okay.
Well, that really clears it up, because Claire, I mean, you and I, we've definitely had our share of conflicts.
Oh
before.
yeah, we definitely have. But we're on the same, we have the same amount of power. Right. So what I'm hearing you say, Eric, it's not really about how many times it happens. It's more about where the imbalance of power is, where the two people or the people are on the spectrum of power is what matters.
Absolutely. Y'all are some cool cats. Like, come with me and come on the road and train.
Yeah, I'd like to do that someday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I understand that now. Because actually, Coach Johnson, I was going to tell you, like, I actually was bullied last year, and I know it's bullying because there was a girl that was older than me, and she had a lot more friends. And she would like gang up on me, and even started sending me really mean text messages. And it did happen over several weeks. So, I felt when that happened, though, I felt really alone. And I definitely did not have the power in that situation to stop it. And I know, Claire, you kind of knew what was happening, and you felt bad that you didn't do anything.
But right? I was scared, so I didn't do anything.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I totally forgave her, because I understand. I've been scared too. Like, so what do we do if we know that someone is getting bullied, but we're like too scared to get involved, because we don't want to be the next one getting bullied.
Yeah.
And, and maybe we just feel alone, like no one else is doing anything to stop, but we don't want to be as bad as the bully. So like, what can we do?
Yeah. What do we do?
Yeah.
Great questions. And you being a cool cat, you're going to really understand this. Is what we're asking, and what we teach young people along with you all, is that you go be friends with the person who is mistreated. Like, learn their names. And so what we think sometimes is that we should go confront the person who's doing the bullying. We think that we should go have a conversation with that person. And here at Stars Nashville, we're all about not confronting anybody who has that power differential. We're all about supporting the person who's been harmed. And if we support that person who's been harmed and here's some really easy ways that you can do it. We call it low risk strategies.
Low risk strategies.
Yes. Low risk strategies. And so what we want to do is empower those students who've been harmed to have the power. And we can do that by just simply learning how to speak their names, just learning their names. Imagine if I knew your real name, Sabrina. See, it gives you power, right? The second thing that we do is that we learn how to include them on the playgrounds. Like, hey, if we're going to go play kickball, then we're going to invite you in part of the kickball game, you know? And if we're going to go to lunch, I'm going to ask you to sit beside me at lunchtime, you know? And the other thing, because even though, you know, at some of the ages that we're talking here today, some kids still have cell phones. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
And some people have, you know, Instagrams and TikToks and, you know, all those things that young people have. Yeah, you could make a TikTok video saying we don't support bullying and harassment at our school. And if you do that, the person who was harmed, at least they know that you're being proactive, that you're trying to prevent it, and at least you're an ally for that person. Imagine that. Here's one too. Is to find something that you can give that person a compliment on. You know, we all have something that we can compliment somebody on. Like, I think I have some really, really pretty eyes, you know, and some people smile. And so if we give people compliments, man, it gives us courage and confidence, because we know that bullies, sometimes they look for those kids who can't defend themselves, who have, you know, maybe they struggle with their self-esteem. Yeah. But if we can give them compliments, don't y'all like compliments?
Oh yeah, and they make me feel good.
Yeah.
Make you feel good. If I can make you feel good about yourself, then you become less likely to be that person. So it's 5 easy strategies, low risk strategies. And the last one, and I guarantee you that most of the kids that are looking at this and have seen your show, they've heard this before. And what we're saying is supporting what you've heard since you were in kindergarten. Go tell an adult.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But here's the catch. Here's the catch to that. Go tell a caring adult. And that's what told us. Yeah. And we know there's a lot of caring adults out there. Yeah. But there's a difference in the two. Go tell a caring adult. And if you go tell that caring adult, which we know they're watching today, they're going to support you as well too. And they're going to give you the power, they're going to give you the strength, and most of all, they're going to give you the confidence that you can walk down the hallways and not be afraid to come to school. So 5 to 6 really easy, low risk strategies that, Sabrina, I wish somebody would do that for you, to give you. And it sounds like maybe that's happened for you too. So
yeah, I mean, actually, Claire, you did do some of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, we always thought you had to do something like real big and go up to that bully and like tell them to be quiet and leave them alone. But no, Claire, you did come up to me and you tried to cheer me up and you sat with me at lunch and you totally did some of those. And then I reported it to a caring adult, and that's actually how it stopped.
See what Claire did for you? She gave you the confidence to report it. And the last thing that I wanted to add is just being with that person. And sounds like that's what Claire did a really good job of. It's just being there with you to support you. Yeah.
She's a really good friend.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah. Well, thanks. Well, I'm glad I know now that I was helping, because I felt so bad, you know, when I was scared and couldn't really do much. But now that I learned those low risk strategies, you know, I feel better about, you know, the whole situation. I don't feel so guilty anymore.
And those are definitely things that we can share with all the other kindness cool cats out there too.
Yeah, that'll be our next little video project.
That's an easy way to be kind, is what you did. And at the end of the day, you were fearful, but you were very courageous.
Yeah,
that's the cool part.
Yeah,
even fearful, that was very brave to support your friend. So thank you. Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. It's like just knowing that someone has your back, knowing that someone's there for you during that difficult time. I mean, that's just the best. It really does give you the courage and confidence to go talk to an adult, a caring adult. And so that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Coach Johnson, besides, you know, being kind and being there for each other, are there any other ways that we can prevent bullying? Because I have a lot of questions. A lot of times people ask me, how can we prevent bullying? Like, how can we just, like, you know, not make it happen at all?
Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud. I like that. This is like it's going to sound really complex maybe, and it's going to sound really challenging, but it could be really easy to do. And it's like inviting you out to come in and be a part of their school. It's invite like our organization, Stars Nashville, and the trainings that we do called Move to Stand. It's about getting us in front of young people and giving them those low risk strategies. Imagine if a school knew all those low risk strategies and they could implement them. Yeah. And so if we could do that, we could make the climate of the school feel very inviting and warm for all those kids. So part of the way that we prevent it is making sure that we get the information out there, is inviting the cool cats to come out and invite, hey, Coach Johnson, I'm kind of a big deal, so what
you really are. We're such big fans.
I have some fans. So it's just keeping the information fresh, having those tough conversations and empowering students to become those allies in the schools so that they can help prevent it as well too. It's a team effort. That's why they coach.
That's why you're the coach.
Coach.
Yeah. And we're all teammates and we all need to work together. Yeah, that's what we do try to tell people to, like, it is everyone's responsibility to stop bullying, even if it's not happening to you. We all have to work together to make our school a really safe and cool place to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Well, we know that you are a very, very busy Coach Johnson, so we won't take too much more of your time, but you gave us so many great nuggets today.
Yeah, I learned a lot today.
Yes. So is there anything else before we let you go? Is there anything else you want to share with our audience?
I would say the one thing I would leave you with is that every day try to walk into the school with a smile on your face. And offer high fives. Don't you like high fives?
Yeah. High five.
Give people high fives. And because smile and laughter, and if you can make somebody laugh, you can make their day. I always say that laughter is like the universal language of kindness. Man, if you could make somebody smile by giving them a high five or just giving them some words of encouragement, that's the kindness things that you guys are spreading. And if you do that, you're spreading love. And if we can love in schools, we can prevent bullying.
Oh, yeah.
My mind is just
my mind blown all the way over there.
That's what life is about. Spreading love and kindness wherever you go, and just smiling at someone, making someone laugh or giggle, just spreading the love and being a cheerful person could make such a big difference.
And can empower lots of people too.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, this has just been amazing. I'm like,
thanks, Coach Johnson, for talking with us.
Yes. So will you be going out to some more schools this year? I mean, how can people get in touch with you or the program? Where should they look? I mean, you probably don't want to leave your cell phone number in the chat or anything, but where can people find out more about you and your Move to Stand program?
Yeah, maybe I should leave my Cash App, and then they can send me some dollars.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. But for these kids right here are pretty smart. They're very intelligent, and the teachers, they know how to do this easier and quicker than I do. I would say just Google Stars Nashville. And if you Google Stars Nashville, you know what will come up? Our organization. And the cool cats will show up as well too. So
yep, we're there.
Just Google Stars Nashville, and you'll get an opportunity to see what we do at Stars Nashville. And maybe you'll invite us out as a team, because I love this team right here. They've got some good.
We'd be the dream team.
Dream team. That's it. The dream team. Dream team.
Happen.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much,
Coach Johnson.
Hopefully we'll get to interview again sometime soon, or maybe we'll see you in person. Go out to one of these schools. Who knows?
Who knows?
All right. Bye,
thanks.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank y'all. All right.